A very good evening to one and all present here today. I'm Sumati, a PhD scholar in the Department of Artificial Intelligence, and I cordially welcome you all to the 15th Foundation Day celebrations of IIT Hyderabad. I request our chief guest, Chairman BUG ITH and Director ITH to kindly grace the dais. Light is a symbol of brightness and prosperity. As sunlight expels the darkness of mind, similarly, blessings bring in our life prosperity and happiness. To make this evening a blessed one, let us invoke Goddess Saraswati by kindling the lamp of knowledge and wisdom. For seeking the choicest blessings, I invite our worthy chief guest, Dr. Krishna Ella, Honorable worthy Chairman BOG, Dr. VVR Mohan Reddy, and respected Director Sir, Professor V.S. Murthy, to kindly kindle the lamp. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Masada. That means salutation to Devi Saraswati, who is the giver of boons and fulfiller of wishes. Thank you. 15 years, from baby steps in the world of education to big leaps in the world of innovation, invention, and technology for humanity, we have indeed come a long way. I now kindly invite Professor V.S. Murthy, Director, IIT Hyderabad, for his welcome address to one and all. Please welcome him.
Good evening, friends. 15 years is really a remarkable day for all of us that we have entered into the 15th year, the crystal year, with a lot of, I would say, a passion. IIT Hyderabad, when it started, 2008, started with a very small beginning, but the aspirations were very high. And we kept those aspirations high all these 14 years. And that's what you see, a lot of innovations in academics, in research, technology, and also into the what is called innovations and entrepreneurship have become a kind of a day-to-day affair for all of us. It has gone into the blood of all of us, and that's one of the reasons why you see IIT Hyderabad being recognized as one of the best institutions, not only in the country and also overseas. Started in the old campus. Some of you who are in the front rows definitely would remember those days of the Ordnance Factory campus. 2015, we moved into this campus with, again, a fewer buildings. This is one of those buildings where the campus started. I heard, of course, I used to come once in a while from IIT Madras as a faculty expert for selections. But with those small beginnings in the last, I would say, 7, 8 years, we have further grown to what you are seeing today. In about 3, 4 months, by the time we complete this semester and start the next semester, we will be ready with about 5,000 capacity campus with almost a building for every department, Of course, we started a few new departments which were not originally planned, and as a result, we have to also start now thinking about buildings for those new departments. Thanks to some philanthropists like our Mohan Reddy Garu, who has come up to give a school of innovation and entrepreneurship. The Department of Entrepreneurship will have its own building in the school. Similarly, we also have a Department of Climate Change, Again, there is another philanthropist who came forward, and Greenco company, Anil Garu. He has decided to set up a school of climate change and sustainability at IIT Hyderabad. So like that, we would definitely have more such schools coming, and some of the newer departments would also find their own buildings, their own infrastructure for them to further grow. I'm sure with a strong will that IIT Hyderabad had when it started 14 years back, and a strong passion that all the faculty that they had, that they wanted to be different from the rest of the country. And when you see IIT Hyderabad, various academic programs, you see that clearly coming out. And of course, a very strong support from all the staff and brilliant students that we have. We are now standing very tall, and I'm sure in the years to come, we will be much stronger with all your support. When I recently started looking at where are we in terms of these older IITs, which have all become 60 years or so, I started actually seeing where they were when they were 15 years old, where they were when they are 30 years old or 45 or 50 years old. We seem to be actually where they were all when they were 50 years old. In just 14 years, we have reached such a status. So that's all because of all of you. Okay. I would like to take this opportunity to thank every one of the faculty who stood as pillars, strong pillars to IIT and made what IITH is today. Thank you very much, friends. And with these few opening remarks, I request her to continue.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure we'll all continue to support each other and keep standing tall, competing with the best of the best. Let's have a look at the brief video of the journey of IIT Hyderabad from the year of 2008 till now.
IIT Hyderabad is one of the second generation IITs, started in 2008. When we started our journey from Ordnance Factory and grew from the current campus, which is called the Kandi campus, where we moved in around 2015, and a rapid progress is happening at this campus in terms of infrastructure development for a campus of about 5,000 students. With all the necessary amenities for the academics and research. And at the same time, we are bringing out a lot of innovations in both academics and research for us to become one of the best institutions, not only in the country, but globally.
Since beginning, IIT Hyderabad has two objectives. One is to sustain the great legacy of IIT system, and the second is to infuse a lot of new developments in the system. We have introduced fractal academics, which is nothing but a T education. You have horizontal growth of knowledge, at the same time you have a vertical in-depth knowledge of the subject. A particular stream and a particular batch, the two students should be able to customize their learning by choosing different courses in different ways.
So we also ensure that our UG students pursue 10% of their total number of credits in liberal arts and creative arts,
and also about 10% of their total credits are free electives where they can pick up courses from anywhere, so that they pursue their right brain activity along with the left brain activity in such a way that they develop as a good citizens with an overall growth in their personality and become a global leader.
I still remember the day when I joined IIT Hyderabad. We were not having any of the permanent buildings, but we did not wait for the permanent buildings to start our research. I was assigned a PhD student right from the day one. That is how we have emphasized on the research at IIT Hyderabad. And that has resulted now in crossing more than 2,000 projects in last 15 years by IIT Hyderabad faculty.
IIT Hyderabad is the first place in India to have a test track, a 2-kilometer test track for testing autonomous vehicles. Similarly, we have recently tested a 150-kilogram payload capacity drone, and at the same time, a lot of activity is also happening underwater autonomous navigation.
So research has been at the forefront of the IIT Hyderabad since its inception. Now we are focusing on many of the cutting-edge research in the areas of healthcare, additive manufacturing, 5G and 6G telecommunications, sensors, catalysis, nanox, and several other areas.
IIT Hyderabad also has been pursuing a lot of joint programs with a number of institutions abroad. We also started a very unique PhD program, which we call it as FIRST, which is called Fellowship for International Research Scholars in Technology, where any foreign passport holder can apply to IIT Hyderabad to pursue PhD at IIT Hyderabad.
Our intention is very clear, to prove and to work together with different universities in the world and to help the students.
We have an international relations cells which helps students aspiring to go abroad and pursue higher education to meet their goals.
We have joint doctoral program with 3 universities, Swinburne University of Technology in Australia, Deakin University in Australia, and NTHU in Taiwan. We have more than 100 international research collaboration, and we wish to spread our reach globally.
And in addition, our alumni who have been helping IIT Hyderabad in various ways in its growth path.
Being an IITian myself, I do know the value of IIT, the brand IIT. And I do also very consciously know that the brand is created by its products, that's the alumni. And we are very proud to see that our alumni have shaped up into fantastic individuals who are giving back in incredible ways to the society. And that is what IIT Hyderabad, IITH stands for.
Moreover, we also organize a plethora of events and activities in the college to integrate a sense of community among our diverse population of students. Basically, these events help the students to get closer to each other, participate, showcase their hobbies and talents, and provide a stage to students to shine out and have fun in the college, basically. Remember their college life.
And 2 core values that I feel are part of IIT Hyderabad right from the beginning are aspirations and flexibility. That has made us the way we are inventing, innovating technology for society.
That is what we like to call as in pursuit of excellence. A short journey, but an unmissable impact of IIT Hyderabad. I now graciously welcome Dr. BBR Mohan Reddy, Chairman BUG, IIT Hyderabad, for his presidential address. Please welcome.
Dr. Krishna Ella, Professor B.S. Murthy, faculty members, students, staff, our people from, friends from the press, both electronic and print, my other good friends, good evening to all of you. 15 years is not a too short a span in the life of an institution. And institutions are built not out of brick and mortar. They get built by people. They get built by stakeholders. We had this great opportunity in terms of being helped by many stakeholders over a period of last 15 years. Faculty, students, staff, support staff, and many others, including, I'm sure, we indebted to the local society for willingly giving up some of their land in ensuring that we built an institution of global reputation. So typically, the foundation days are celebrated primarily to take stock of what we have done so well so far. And equally important is look at what future holds for us. Professor B.S. Murthy talks very eloquently, and then we saw also the video audio presentation in terms of what we have achieved in a short span of 15 years. And those are incredible, absolutely. In those 4 pillars that we were all tasked to do: academics, research, innovation, entrepreneurship, IIT Hyderabad has done an outstanding job. So join your hands. This 15 years of our achievements. And very humbly, I also submit to all of you that I have been 11 years a part of this 15-year journey. I've seen brick by brick this campus being built. I feel very, very honored and privileged to be here in front of you. But I think equally important in foundation days is to think about what future holds for us. Past is great. Past is a good barometer. And Professor Murthy said so well that, what the traditional or the first generation IITs did in 50 years, we could do it in 15 years. But I'm sure the environment is different. But what we should do next is making sure that we make the best use of the environment that we have. You're all very fortunate people. You're embarking your journey. You continue to be a part of this system when India is in the poise of enjoying the Amrit Kal and a vision which says that we want to become Atmanirbhar. So if you look at both of them, our vision to say we have to be a self-sufficient nation and a nation which can enjoy the best in the next 25 years when we become 100 years as an independent nation gives enormous amount of opportunity to all of you. It also gives you an opportunity at a point of time when technology is at its best. Technology is accelerating at a pace which has never been seen before. It's amplifying with a number of applications. We'll come to that in a minute with our chief guest. But equally important is that it's also democratizing itself. The costs are coming down so dramatically. The affordability, the reach is also changing quite rapidly. So therefore, there are umpteen number of opportunities for all of you, and we should make good use of them. Good use of them to make sure we're not competing with anybody else. Professor Murthy used this word called pursuit of excellence. That's what we need to do. And I keep saying, and I said this fairly well even somewhere else, is that we compete against ourselves. We should say, I get better and better. That's how you can get best out of yourself. We couldn't have thought about a better chief guest than Dr. Krishna Ella for us today to speak to us in this environment. Let's welcome with a round of applause to Dr. Krishna Ella. I have to disclose to all of you that Professor Krishna Ella and Dr. Krishna Ella, I'm struggling to use a word called Dr. Krishna Ella, is a dear friend of mine called Krishna. So our relationship dates back a number of years. And no exaggeration at all, he's one of those unique people that I know of who's a blend of researcher and entrepreneur. This is not a very common thing, which I am actually trying to motivate many of my good friends around here. You're outstanding researchers, but convert that into becoming, monetize it, not for your own good, for the nation's good, for the good of humanity. You've got to do that. And that's what precisely Dr. Krishna Ella did. He is not only a great researcher, but also he is an outstanding entrepreneur, a great leader, and a man who has innovative ideas with him. So these are very rare blend of qualities you feel in people. That's what makes Dr. Krishna so outstanding and so unique. So we have, as a nation, emerged ourselves to be the vaccine capital of the world. Largely driven by people like Dr. Krishna. Today, India had the distinction of delivering 1 billion vaccines in just 9 months. We could do 25 million vaccinations in a single day. And I think the pharmacology is going leaps and bounds. So more amount of innovation is required to ensure that we become a nation, just not in any one single area, but a nation which will be dependent on by many others. Again, the opportunity is ripe. The world does not work any longer in a bipolar economy. It can't be just US and China driving everybody. It'll be countries like India, and the opportunity is yours. I wouldn't stand between you and the chief guest at this point of time. I would now allow Dr. Krishna Ella, I'll allow the Master of Ceremonies to take the proceedings further. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm sure with such a vision and mission, there's nothing that can stop IIT Hyderabad from becoming a reckoning force. I now warmly welcome Dean Alumni and Corporate Relations, Dr. Mudrika Khandelwal, to kindly introduce our chief guest to the humble gathering.
Thank you, Suvati. Good afternoon, everyone. It is indeed my pleasure to stand here and introduce you. But before I start the introduction, I also wanted to mention about your commitment to IIT Hyderabad, because you were the chief guest at 10 on 10 event of Alumni Association as well. Thank you for your continued support. So I'll dare to introduce Dr. Krishna Ella. Dr. Krishna Ella is the recipient of Padma Bhushan. He's the founder and the chairman of Bharat Biotech. He started this company in 1996, so almost 25 years ago, with his wife Suchitra. And with the vision that it will be a company, it will be a firm which will cater to the healthcare needs of the country. And today we see it certainly caters to the need of the world. They've applied for 433 patents with over 145 granted. So indeed, a very research-oriented and a research-heavy company translated into commercial and benefit of the society. Under his leadership, the company has successfully developed 17 life-saving vaccines, and the one that we all do know of is Covaxin, right? But there's several others. And very recently, and I was privileged to hear about the launch from you, and you also mentioned that you typically do not protect your upper respiratory tract with the vaccines. And that's why the nasal vaccine came in, and which is called Incovac. As an alumnus of University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore, and the University of Wisconsin Medicine, Dr. Ella is focused on innovation, not only just in healthcare, but other aspects of our life, like animal health and food, through his other companies. He's contributed in shaping India's policies on science, research, innovation, the three pillars that are very, very important for the country. And he serves on over 15 government committees, including CSIR.
And finally, of course, he's a very accomplished and very accoladed man. He's a recipient of numerous national and international awards, 5 honorary degrees, including from his alma mater, Wisconsin Medicine. And he is 2022 recipient of Padma Bhushan, the Republic of India's third highest honor. Without further delay, let me invite you to the dais, sir. You are welcome.
Really honored to be here. And so all of you, I think, relax. I'm not going to talk about artificial intelligence, 3D manufacturing, all sort of gadgets, things. So I'm going to talk very basic fundamental, but it's really honored to be here because it's supposed to be held on Foundation Day tomorrow, actually. I was considered 15th of April, on 15th, Foundation Day. It's a wonderful day. But anyway, we missed 12 hours. But, I was really honored. And I think I've seen Uday Desai to Murthy. I don't know, Murthy has got a Red Bull gene in his body, always energetic. So really honored. And I think, so all of you, I may be a little critical. And in the end, because we need to be critical, everything is great in this country, then we should have been beating the US. So there's something is missing for us. Okay. So I think I want to tell some of the stories. I think, how do you? Yeah. Too much connections here. In University of Wisconsin, in the biochemistry department, they still had overhead projector. They don't allow any PowerPoint presentation in the biochemistry department. Still, you have to write on a paper and show it on the overhead projector to show it to a student. Even now, the culture is continuing there. Okay, I think, yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you. I think I want to thank really Mohan Reddy Garu, and whom is my friend, family friend too for last 20 years. And I think the director, the Murthy, and faculty and dean, everybody, students who are the future leaders of this country. And I'll go on that. I want to tell our students, very simple. My PhD supervisor, one of the best man, and even I had a lecture with the Howard Temin Nobel laureate in Wisconsin. They told me one thing: think science in simplest language, then you'll find the best solution in the life. If you think science in a complex manner, you'll never find any solutions. And that stands good even to me today also. And I want to give that man. So my message is going to be simple fundamentals. No innovation is taught in the classroom. Okay, it's never been taught. And nobody, you can give lectures, how innovation culture, MBA students, IIM can give lectures, all this is no use. Because it is there in the brain, that how do you nurture the brain? How do you make that eyes to open? That is built in us, and that cannot be told in the classroom. So I think I'm going to tell my entrepreneurship journey is because I want to motivate the young generation here, is not to brag my company PR relationship here. So I think fundamental of Indian century is very important, not Indian decade, it's Indian century. And I think, you look at all the innovations happen fast, it's all happened because we had a knowledge. Nobody would have come to this country if the country was not rich in either material or the knowledge. So every innovation has happened because of that. So I think innovation is a simple example. Today world is right now oil or no oil is divided now. The oil and oil. Today the future is going to be dividing which country has got knowledge, which country doesn't have knowledge. That is going to divide the world. So I think innovation in the economy is very important. We need to have, if you want to create a jobs and if you want to higher GDP growth, innovation is critical and manufacturing is critical. Service can be temporary. Suddenly the cost goes up in Hyderabad, somebody will shift to Africa, somebody will shift to Latin America. Everything is mobile today. Service will be uncertain, but certainly the agriculture is important because India has gone through starving country in 1950s and 60s. Part of it I've seen myself, how the food was shortage as a child. So I think the manufacturing and the innovation is critical for a country's growth. And I think what is innovation? Which is it India creates innovation or the company like or IIT Hyderabad creates innovation? It's the people who creates innovation or the people. The people, you need to have 3 fundamentals. And I'm very critical, this one, I'm always critical about India on this matter. You have the degree, you have IIT Hyderabad degree, but you don't have skills. You will never succeed. And whereas imagination is another part of it, life, and which I'm going to explain what the imagination means in a different, simplest language. And you combine all three, degree, skills, imagination, that becomes innovation. I'm coming in simple knowledge. You look at Chinese, they can't even speak English, but they still extremely do well in science and technology. Why are they doing? I've always wondered why they do. And I think I didn't want to drag some stories, what I observed from Chinese Peking University and Lanzhou, all those places, but make it simple. Their knowledge was very simple. The skill set is amazing. We may have, both of us has got knowledge in degree, but the skill set differentiates us from the Chinese. And that is where the key to go. I'll give you a simple example. You have a catering technology person here. Sorry. You're a catering technology guy, but he doesn't know how to make idli. Okay? Will you hire him as a cook? You will not hire him a cook. He is here, he doesn't have IIT degree or catering technology degree, but he knows how to make a good idli. You'll be still with that degree, with that skill set, he can be an entrepreneur and he can get a job, he can get anything he can do. That one skill set of doing the best, what you can do. And I think, the imagination, I'm coming on imagination. What is important? Imagination is more important than your degree or even skills also. Sometimes the imaginations are very critical for innovation aspect of it. And Albert Einstein very said clearly. I'll tell you an example. Lord Ganesha. Please don't take me as a religious connotation here. It's a pure scientific view. And we look at the Ganesha. We only touch the feet when the exam, IIT entrance exam is there. You go and pray the God, IIT, please, I have to get the admission. That's the only time we look at it. But we don't look at it, what the morphology of him at all. You look at the simple things, xenotransplant. Head is an organ, is put on a body, and the elephant head is put on the human body. Today, what we are doing, kidney transplant and liver transplant, heart transplant, an organ is transplanted. And if people have done rat head, put on mice, and monkey head is put on another monkey, they've also done the transplantation already. So I'm trying to say, you can look at the internet, it is all there. I put it in imagination. Golconda, you look at it down, in 5 kilometers down, you can shout, and somebody can listen on the 5 kilometers up on the hill. If anybody has not seen, please experience it. And there was no IIT engineers, there is no sound engineers those days, but still the imagination power of that capabilities, how the sound travels, how it hits the wall, and how it echoes. And I think it's a phenomenal imagination power of that. And I think, fast innovation in India, we have the discovery. You look at read the Albert Einstein statement. We owe a lot to the Indians who taught us how to count, without which no worthwhile scientific discovery would have been made. We had an amazing fast history. And you look at steel, cataract surgery, diamond cut, India, all done by Indians. I have hundreds, but I don't have time to show. Okay, I'll tell you, everybody's talking about nanotechnology. Every degree, a lot of degrees I see. I see nanotechnologies, I make it simplify this whole science in a simple language. You look at the diamond cutter. Diamond cutter is a precise of nanometer precision of cut. And goldsmith, and I'm pretty sure ladies know, they'll look at their eyes so closely. In small, touch is not all right. They'll say you are not done properly. You redo it again. And even a goldsmith. Okay, so the precision of nanometer is there. If IIT gives a certificate for them, then technology, Surat people, they'll become nanotechnologists of this country tomorrow. Just only they need a degree, that's all. And I think innovation present, and I think, ideas are in front of us. Nobody teaches you what you should do, what you should not do. But you have to have keen eyes and keep watching. But unfortunately, what happens, I'll tell you what the story is. You look at the canola, it's a good example. Indo-Canadian bilateral program, they took mustard seeds from India and they're grown in Canada. Today, 50% of their export from Canada is only canola. And they don't want called mustard oil. If they call mustard, they compete with India. So they call Canadian Ola. Can means Canadian, Canadian, Ola means oil, canola oil. And many people, faculty who come from US, everybody is, eating only canola oil in US. Everybody is only canola. Nobody uses any other groundnut oil. There is nothing but mustard oil, but we have it in India, but we never realized. Okay. And how many people are Tamilians and Telugu here and Kannada people? So you can read the language. I'm right, you're not forgotten the language. Okay, all the 4 Indian languages, South Indian languages, they call sesamum, till oil, as called good oil. In Tamil, it's called Nallanna. Kannada is called Ollanna. Manjunana in Telugu, and Nallana in Malayalam. Okay? You ask, grandmother said it's good oil. But you ask any scientist in this country, why it's called good oil? We don't have an answer. Okay? Just a simple thing. Why I'm telling you, my statement in the first time, think science simple. You'll find big solutions. And even now, all South Indian pickles are made with this oil, North Indian pickles made with the mustard oil. You see the contrast of culture and the innovation of this happened, but we still don't realize the science of it. You look at now, orange juice, we drink orange juice because Americans are drinking orange juice, Europeans are drinking, should be good for health to me. I should also drink orange juice. But we do have, look at the quinoa fruit in Punjab. It is grown. Have you seen a Tetra Pak quinoa fruit juice? We don't see that. If the same quinoa fruit is grown in Punjab, in the US, we would have brought the concentrate from there. Today, whatever the orange juice you drink in India, it comes from the Brazil and Chinese concentrate. The concentrate is blended in Nepal and comes under most favored nation category and comes to India. All the orange juices. So nothing is helping to the farmers, Indian farmers. You look at Musambi, right in Andhra. I mean, I know Mohan Reddy knows very well. This Musambi, sweet lime juice, even not, you don't make it in a Tetra Pak or a glass bottle. It's there, but not there. So look at coconut. Everybody said, Harvard said, it's not good for health. How geopolitics plays in science. Is there a good example of coconut, actually? Amazing strategy. When something you want to stop import of something, you can create a science around that and create a barrier to that science. And this is an example, coconut. You look at the coconut, everybody said it's a bad. Yeah, Kerala people, they massage with the coconut oil, they breathe with the oil, coconut oil, they eat with the coconut oil. Everything with coconut oil, Kerala people. Nothing happens to them. They are healthy. Actually, they don't get a heart attack at all, Kerala people. Okay, but now you look at virgin coconut oil. Everybody is drinking now. Now Netherlands, US people said it's good for Alzheimer's and Parkinson. Now everybody drinking 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. This thing is right in India, but we never bother. Now you see in US, you go to all the grocery stores. You see everything cosmetic oil, everything coconut based, including the muffin. I saw one muffin with a coconut muffin. So they've got everything coconut there, totally gone to crazy. And I think, look at it, agriculture is very important for us, for the country. When you have 65%, 70% of the country's population, how China is leading on patent issues, which is going to be critical and is going to be national interest, and which I'm not going to touch upon, but you should remember that as a young generation, that what that implication for the future is going to be. And how to kill innovation, okay? Very simple. You all have, everybody has got, how many people has got 2 mobile phones? Only 2, 3, that's all. You're avoiding from your wife or? So I think my driver has got 2 mobile. He gives only to me one. And you will not pick up that phone, you'll switch off the phone. Okay, so everybody got 2 mobile and email. When you have emails and mobile, what happens? Your brain is not thinking. You're always constantly driven by your electronic gadgets. And your mind is not open to see the things. And that is very important. Pandemic time. You look at, I'm going to tell you, this is a phenomenon, as Mohan Reddy said very clearly, the war creates innovation. The World War I brought the Industrial Revolution, and World War II brought innovation. The 2 different angles happened in the World War I and II. And the same thing in the pandemic, it created a lot of small innovations. I'll tell you simple examples. I'll tell you, this is a cure of HIV. It was uncurable. They made a CRISPR gene in a stem cell and put it into the body. They completely cured the person from HIV in the pandemic time, all last 12 months. And make it very simple. The MIT has come out, bandage, just a bandage. If somebody has got a surgery, you don't have to go for stitching. You put that bandage and it's biodegradable. It just locks up and you don't need a surgeon. Small wound, you don't need any more surgeon. So MIT has come out a simple biodegradable tapes. Okay, look at the internet, you'll find drone people use for the cardiac problem in the Sweden. Okay, there's one of the interesting story. It's a publication, a Sweden publication on the drone issues. Saving a person. Another important thing is using a CRISPR. They made a pig heart. Pig heart is one of the closest to the human being. And they made, because if you put a pig heart to the human body will reject immediately because it will recognize it as a foreign organ. So what they did is they made 10 genes. CRISPR deleted, added some of the genes into the pig itself, transgenic pig. And so that heart was put into the human body and the person was survived for 2 months with the pig heart, but he died afterwards. That's a different matter. But he survived for 2 months with the pig heart. And I think another one, MIT contribution was plastic in plastic as good as a saw, as of steel. And I think we need to look at these things. If you want to leapfrog as IIT, okay, you need to kick on from this one. What these scientists would have missed small thing in a pattern. And that should catch up that and come out different ideas and come out with the same answers. The nice thing about chemistry and biology and all these things, if you are smart, you can come out differently and show that you're a little better than that. That's all. It's all English language and pattern. Nothing but English language and pattern. And I think that's what can come out. And even this is another interesting story from Switzerland, and where IIT kids should really look at artificial intelligence. People talking very big artificial intelligence. I hear everywhere. I don't understand what is AI. But anyway, the simple electrode implants put in a paralytic patient. His spinal cord is gone totally. He's a bedridden. He can't even walk. You can't even walk. So they put electrode, you put AI, software has to be put in because each person body weight is different. Each person body weight is different and each length is different, legs length. So they have to program it according to the individual program. And they made software, the person is able to bicycling and swimming also. And I think you can learn the Switzerland paper. And entrepreneurship. I think my wife, I was also an assistant professor at Medical University of South Carolina in the pharmacology department. My wife said, I had to get back to India. I said, I was not interested to leave my science. My wife said, let's prepare for divorce. Either they want to divorce or let's go. Okay. And then my mother said only one thing, son, you have, 9 inches stomach. How much ever money you make in US, you can't eat more than 9 inches stomach. Come back, I'll feed you. I'll say, she's from agriculture family. She said, I'll feed you. I'm growing a lot of vegetables and all the grain. I'll feed you. You will not be starving even a day. Come back and do whatever you like. You know why I'm saying this one? These philosophical things makes somebody to take a risk. And that makes you, and I think, take my word, your spouse is very critical. If your spouse says, I want to stay in US, better stay in US. Don't come back to India. If you come back to India, you're going to have torture, take my word. I think my wife is switched off that one. The story is very simple. I came back and, I'm from Tamil Nadu and I'm basically an agriculture graduate. Not my mistake, am I right? It's not my mistake, am I right? I was in IIT Chennai 3 months back. There are also same electronic problems. I see the same thing. Boy is the best. So I think 96, 97, I'm an agriculture graduate. I was changing my field in US, came back, thinking, when it starts, I'll start that. Today now, you're handicapped without PowerPoint. Your whole language stops, your mind stops, everything. You see how they made you surrender to that. I'll talk the simple thing. I was in US, came back, 96, 97, we started the company. And I was the instrument, I was advising to Chandrababu Naidu also. I created a Genome Valley. What we created, Shamirpet is a Genome Valley. I was instrumental in that. And we started a company. But one thing when I came, India, and still thinking. And so came back and I thought, okay, India never done a new vaccines. And I'm telling honestly, by the way, Indian pharma companies also, we are extremely good in generic, but not made a single new molecule from India. Not a single new molecule. That's the sad part of it. As a country, we have done extremely well in the bioprocessing and all that, in making a product affordable for the entire world and all that. But somehow we missed the innovation aspect of it and making a new molecule. So some changes. So I came back, I started one of the rotavirus project, children diarrheal death. The people, the poor kids who gets a diarrhea in the villages, they die by night. By midnight, they'll die, the kid will die. Almost 6 lakh children, 600,000 children die in India alone. And because of that one diarrhea problem. Right? Oh, good. So 97, okay. So here. We made a rotavirus vaccine, which is a diarrheal death, and this is the first efficacy trial. How many women here would like to give their baby, when you're pregnant, to give baby for a clinical trial? Please, can you lift? How many women who are pregnant, when they're pregnant, they want to give their baby for a clinical trial? None. So that speaks for belief in science on this country. Okay? Without clinical research, no science can progress. No science will progress. Then we have to be copycat what Americans have done. We do some immunogenicity studies and go with it. That's what happens. So innovation needs clinical research. That's a fundamental, whether medical device or anything. Here, click this one here or here? Here?
Yes.
The slide changer should work, right?
Yes, sir, it should. There's no application other than WebEx, nothing.
Good. Okay, come on. The Honorable Prime Minister launched because the first new vaccine developed in India. Okay, and my grandson was the first one to recipient of this vaccine. And then, how did you get one molecule? I had a dream. Rotavirus was the third company in the world after Merck and GSK. We're third company, not a first one. Okay, so I said I want to make one molecule from India that can go globally. That is a simple dream that I tell every pharma company should dream that one company, one product. That's all. We don't need a big size, too many products in the molecule. So we made one typhoid. You look at typhoid, the children who are in India, when I took my son to the pediatrician, they gave me 3 antibiotics. Today, that antibiotic abuse is using, today antibiotic resistance is a major problem globally, right? Okay, and that is what see that is a major problem typhoid in India. Whoever gets a baby gets a fever. It is only because of the typhoid problem. We launched a vaccine. Then I went to Gates Foundation. I said, I want to make this product into global. They said, you've done a clinical trial in India where the antibiotic abuse is so much, you can't make out to differentiate whether it is a vaccine is protecting or the antibiotic is protecting. You can't make out. So you get a challenge. Why I'm telling this, you have to understand how challenges when you develop India, America. So they said we fund the human challenge study. How many people are willing to human challenge studies here? I'll give a placebo and somebody will get a typhoid. Only Vidyasagar, the old man, always say at least 2-3 people. I'm glad. 2-3 people. So I think, this is, we've done in Oxford, where the human challenge studies were done, placebo and vaccinated. Nobody knows, double blind. And then you've been given typhoid. And one nurse was seriously ill for 35 days. Seriously ill. Okay. But of course, rescued because you had an antibiotic, you can rescue that afterward. We got a Gavi program. And then next question is, okay, you've done a human challenge studies. It looks well in the laboratory situation. Does it work in the field situation? If IIT Hyderabad, I vaccinate, and NIT Warangal, I don't vaccinate, do they get our children who are eating in a hostel, do they get disease or not disease? That's a simple question. So we have to do it in different countries on the, it's called effectiveness study. Because India has never done an efficacy trial. India has never done an effectiveness trials, whether pharma or biotech or vaccines. So that's why I'm telling this. So we've done that, and Nature identified this is one of the best products, came out in 2018 in this thing. And we're also working on Africa problem. And Thabo Mbeki, South African president, came to us. He said, you guys want, all Indian companies want to exploit the African market. You want to only exploit the African market, but you don't want to help Africa. And I said, why should I help him? I asked him, why should I help Africa? I'm in India, why should I help? He said, you have to help. The reason is, we exported Gandhi to you, that's why you got freedom. If I have not exported Gandhi, you would not have got a freedom. So therefore, you have to help Africa. So it's an interesting story. I took it very personally, that statement. I took the person. His wife actually said that. So I took it that one. This is a poultry problem, a poultry behind the house, and the poultry bacteria going to the humans now in Africa. It's a major problem. It's a major problem, very serious death. So we have done Wellcome Trust funded. We've done IND, and we got a Wellcome Trust grant and University of Maryland. And we've done phase 1 in Baltimore. Now it's going to phase 2 and 3 into Nigeria and Ghana and other countries. So how do you take a pandemic problem? See, this I predicted pandemic before this pandemic came. Why? I'll tell you that. So, we made a chikungunya in 2006. When we made chikungunya, my own government was rejecting me. This is useless vaccine. Why did you develop useless vaccine? Everybody predicted it's useless vaccine. But I continued with our own resources. We continued. Now the phase 3 trial is funded by CEPI, and we are doing a 5-6 countries clinical trial on that. That's the interesting story. So, based on sequence analysis of chikungunya, we predicted the chikungunya came from Madagascar to India. If it came from here to here, then I don't know, mosquito came, or person infected came, I don't know how it has traveled, but definitely by sequence analysis indicated it came from Madagascar. Then we asked the next question, what can come from this island to India again? So there was only 4 diseases in Madagascar. One was chikungunya, second is dengue, third was yellow fever, fourth was Zika. So we said, okay, all 3 are there, one is not come, which is Zika. That time nobody knows the Zika spelling by CDC Atlanta also. Nobody knows, even US government doesn't know what is Zika. And we working on 2014 itself, we were working, and 2015 July, we filed a global patent on a vaccine. And exactly December 2015, Brazil incident. Exactly 6 months later, Brazil incident epidemic in Brazil on pregnant ladies getting the baby which is deformed, genetically deformed. And even now, this is going to be a still problem in the pregnant lady. If it gets it in this low level infection, whether it will affect intellectual capabilities, all those issues still unsolved, still in the science. But it's a big issue. We are now completed phase 1. We are now phase 2, 3 we are going in. So we've got a standard pattern. We do a lot of clinical trials in various parts of the world. It's important for the vaccine field to sustain. And I think we sold more than 10 billion doses in 118 countries. And okay, 5th December 2019, exactly 5th December. And the Cherry Kang from CMC Vellore was also there. And in Leela Palace Hotel, Carnegie Mellon lecture. All IT people were there. All IT people, only IT people. And IT people, they don't show any interest in biology at all. They think, biology people are very slum people. Okay, IT people think all sophisticated, all IT with the canteen or big canteen and all that. We all work at the ground level. So they all believe. I said on 5th December 2019, it is there in the YouTube, look at it. Carnegie Mellon lecture. I said, it clearly shows that all the neglected diseases, which are part of this world, Asia and Africa, will become pandemic. Because once these become pandemic, it travels everywhere. So you need to control here where the locus is, the present here. If you don't control, you can't control here. So whatever Americans, Europeans are telling that it has to be we want to contribute neglected disease and all that, it is not that they want to help us, but because it's starting from here. So you need to control right in the origin place. So I predicted this, it will come exactly after 2 months, February, and the pandemic, COVID has come. So fortunately, what happened, I predicted this earlier itself, some pandemic comes to India. How do we position as a scientist? So I think we created BSL-3 production facility. BSL-3 labs are there all over the world. So don't confuse, Wuhan has got BSL-4 lab, okay? So CDC also has got BSL-4 lab. So don't confuse with the production and QC lab and R&D lab. So these are production facilities. One works under negative pressure and no oxygen will be there in the room. And when you're working with a live virus, and you look at, imagine this room, I'm working with a live virus with a 2000 liters fermenters, live virus, and no vaccine is available at that time. So a person, if he gets breathing, something leaks from the fermenter, is also going to die. So that's a serious issue. So we are working in a pandemic in a geopolitics. You look at Bionaid, the Bionaid is a German company, an R&D company, gave technology to Pfizer. NIH gave technology to Moderna. Oxford gave the technology to AstraZeneca, which is Serum Institute here. And CanSino, military commission, has given to Sinovac, Chinese vaccine. And here we had to struggle ourselves. And no money. And actually, we didn't take any money from the government. Government did say that, yes, we'll give money if you want. But I said, we don't want, because it's my time to pay back to the society, pay back to the country. And that's how. Whereas this company, Moderna, took $8 billion. Can you believe it? $8 billion from the US government. So I think, we made vaccine. And one more thing, co-vaccine we made. And most important in this, I predicted, as I'm basically a virology major in Wisconsin. So I predicted these viruses will change mutations. It's expected because RNA viruses always, mutations are very common. So I predicted that we need to have T cell response, not this. That's why today, all mRNA vaccines, people are taking 6 doses, 7 doses, still getting reinfected in US and Europe. They're all getting reinfected. Israel has got 5 doses, but everybody got again reinfected. because the IgG response goes, B cell response, and it drops after 28th day. When it drops, again, you're as good as you are not vaccinated until 30th day. Whereas here, a child is given a 3-dose vaccine and lifetime immunity. A child. I brought the same concept into the adult vaccine. Adults are the worst people to vaccinate, by the way. Okay, children are the easiest one to vaccinate, and they cry for 2 minutes, and where adults will be crying for next 1 year. So we made a T cell vaccine. That's how Covaxin has become differentiated. Prime Minister came to our plan, and we did phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 efficacy trial. These are 26,000 subjects. IQVIA is a multinational company, US multinational. Earlier, it's called Quintiles, a company. And we did the trial. And this is the world's largest, probably world's largest clinical trial next to US, next to Pfizer, Moderna. This is probably the largest trial. And third country in the world to complete after US and Europe, the UK. We are the third country. Chinese have not done the efficacy trial. We have beaten them also in turn. We have got 24 publications. In that, 9 publications are Lancet, 3 are Nature publications. So that means we can also do the product, we can also do R&D, we can also publish one of the best science impact factor journals, nothing less. We're almost 24, 27 publications, I think now. Prime Minister took the vaccine, and the government of India has launched a stamp for that. And I think, it's not an easy time. That's a time in this country when another country try to come up with innovation, something trying to come. The other countries will try to belittle you, trying to say this is useless, this is like, there's something wrong, something this wrong. They have amazing PR relationship all over the world. When I went into Africa to sell, in Africa, some other country came. He said, don't buy that. This is a problem. I'll give you the vaccine, but you don't have money. So I'll buy the minerals from you. They took the steel, my iron ore, from them in barter system. Okay, so the global geopolitics is amazing in this pandemic time. It's a learning curve for us also. And we also made a nasal vaccine because, as Dr. Khandelwal said very clearly, the all injectable vaccine, only lower lungs are being protected. Upper lung is not protected. So upper lung can be protected with IgG response. It produces 3 responses: IgA, IgG, and the other one is the T cell response. All 3 responses. This is the best. If we can have a best immune response for respiratory pathogen, always will be the nasal route, will be the best route. And I think India nuisance is my topic, which I'm going to experiment on you. I never prepared before. And I think this is my own ideas. Okay, please forgive me. All my ideas, simple thing. And I think, I put simple point: family, young and restless generations, and startup agriculture is very important, because if you're starving, what innovation you can do? You can't do innovation when you're starving. You tell the government will come, you innovate means who will innovate when by starving? Okay, so I think it's important. Infrastructure and stable economy, digitalized, and digitalization is also very important. It reduces the corruption. It's also important for a developing world. Ecosystem, how do you evolve? It's like a family. It's very difficult to change, but it is changing. Okay, so our parents, everyone in this room can agree. Our parents are willing to sell their house if you want to go to IIT Hyderabad. Yes or no? Yes or no? They will sell their house if you get admission in IIT Hyderabad. Okay, so that means parents are knowledge seeker. They want, actually, it's the culture of that culture is putting us into the head of the game. It is not the government. It is not the government. It is the culture of this country, our parents at home, who believes in education is important for child. And that is what is keeping. And I think they believe in more than money. They never tell you, go and steal some money. They tell you, go and get education. I think that's the culture. And I highly educated. I think dream is a dream for the parents. And I think you look at the young generation. Why young generation? People will talk everybody talks young generation, young generation. Young generation is the one who is driving on a motorbike in the road. You'll go to 150 miles speed, not knowing what the risk is. Simple. Whether you ask me to the old man to go 150 miles, will I go? I'll be thinking my wife will be there, my daughter is there, my daughter admission has to happen, my daughter marriage is not done. All sort of calculations will be happening in life. You will never take a risk. So they can take a risk because sometimes they're ignoring what risk they're taking. And that's what the country needs, actually. Okay, so that's a great. And you look at compared to China, we are the highest young generation. It's a great country in a way, that way. And I think we have to thankful to our parents that they planned properly. Okay, so you look at 2,100, you look at the world population, even 2,100, we're still going to be, India is going to be the youngest country. Even 2,100. Okay, it's not just now, it's a phenomenon. 2100 also. We are still going to be. You look at the China, Japan, all world people. So we have to help them on a welfare scheme. Okay, so look at the labor force here. You look at China, already negative for workforce. US negative force. India is the only country which is labor force. Today, India is not exporter of IT. It is not exporter of agriculture. It is not exporter of vaccine. It is a human resource exporter of this world. Today, Indian exports of the human resource is a zero. We block all the visas. India stop all the passports. You would imagine, the other countries will try for the human resource. It's a phenomenon. Okay, so I think Indians look at startup. 96,000 startup and third largest economy in the world in startups. You may not. A lot of them will ask that skepticism also in that. Forget about it. But US, China, next to that India. And I'll tell you, 44%, you look at Indian bond, US bond, not US bond, like me, who are not bond, US bond, India, 90 founders. Okay, we have beaten even Israel. Israel is one of the top aggressive innovator company. We have beaten them also. We have beaten Canada and all those countries. So I think we are in the right direction in a way. And look at it, the world economy output, we have productivity, India is highest. You look at China coming down. You look at our old friends, UK, where they are opposite direction. You see the opposite direction, history repeats. Okay, history repeats. So I think you look at here, recession probability. You look at our friend again, UK here. You see India. India zero inflation, recession, and where here 75% recession. UK. Okay, so I think changing the old economy, changing. And look at financial. We don't have another Silicon Valley bank in India. So banks can collapse. Morgan Stanley, a lot of banks in US collapse. So that doesn't happen. Strong fundamentals of. And I went to the Canadian trade minister. You know what he said to me? He said, we have too much retirement fund, both US and Europe and Canada. We want to invest. There are only 5 countries available globally. One is Brazil, South Africa, China, Russia, and India. That means BRICS country. Okay. Brazil is ruled out, inflation. South Africa, political unrest. China is gone. Russia is gone. Only left country in India. So it's not that they like India. They have to, only India is available for them. No other country is available. Okay. So I think, look at that, all angle in the industrial infrastructure. I don't want to talk all these words, steel, cement, two-wheeler, all this, look at it. We are world first, largest, second, first, 2, 3 ranks. All that. Whether you go to steel, iron ore, aviation, railways, roadways, everything you look at. Bangalore airport is going to be world's second largest airport. World's second largest, Bangalore airport. I didn't believe that actually. I'm still not believing it, but it's a fact. It's coming up. So you look at all these things, everything we have created, all in high ranks. But a country of 1.4 billion, it takes away all the growth, takes away. That's down a little bit. That's a problem. But you look at milk, we are the largest in the world. Look at cotton, everywhere. The livestock, everything is important. Agriculture is important because agriculture, Ukraine, you see the Ukraine, one Ukraine war, the total food inflation is so much in US and Europe now. So much inflation. It's almost 50% inflation is coming only from the food coming from Ukraine. Okay, that one war, that thing. So I think India is good. So my perception change complex India, change government policies have changed. And bureaucratic thinking is, earlier you want to get an appointment. When I was 97, 98, when I want joint secretary, appointment will take 2 months and I have to lobby 2 other joint secretaries to get appointment. I can't get an appointment joint secretary. Joint secretary is viewed as a god that time. It's difficult to get an appointment. Today, joint secretary, you can give him a mobile phone, you can call him, or you can go on landline and go and talk to him now. It's a different thinking, it's changed. And I think more public-private partnership, like what IIT is doing, encouragement public-private partnership, encouragement startup, incubators and funds and taxes there. You look at it, don't be pessimistic. We are 2015, we were 81 rank in the innovation index. Today, in 5 years, we reached 40th index. That means we are improved tremendously. This 40 will change it to 10 next 2-3 years. In 2 to 3 years, it will change. And I think it's not that something I'm talking theoretically. I've seen my 97, I've seen 2000, 2005, 2010, 2020. And look at IIT. This Dr. Murthy, he's a propagator of, he's an entrepreneur actually himself, Dr. Murthy. He himself wanted to brainwash me about IIT Hyderabad. because I was refusing to come to Hyderabad. So he pursued me. So you look at it, amazing the growth what Murthy and the governor, the board of president has done. You look at current PhD, 1129 PhDs, and number of startups, 100. Look at, imagine 100 institutes of this country. If 100 is multiplied, just imagine the scale of the population of the country. Just you have to imagine this scaling up, and it happens. I'm telling you honest. When I came 97, 98, IIT has got only undergraduate, 90%. There was no PhD at all. PhD was unheard about it. When I went to IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, one of my friend was the board of governor, Dr. Ban. I said, "There's no PhD here. Why do you want to train BSc, BTech engineering and then send them to US? Where is higher education in this school?" That's how the whole concept of higher education started in 97, 98. We put a lot of pressure on the IITs to start the PhD program. It was not there before, PhD program. It all changed. But now, today in 15 years, you produce 1100 PhDs is a phenomenon. Like you look at startup, 100 startups. That is good. These 100, next year, it will be 150, 200. It's not going to be same one after another one. It's going to be staggering, not staggering, but it's going to be logarithmic. And vaccine, I think this is one field India has done extremely well globally. Okay, I think probably if you ask me, 65% of children, of global children, are vaccinated with Indian vaccines, whether polio or rotavirus or typhoid or measles or DPT, pentavalent, 65% global health. And I think we are ahead of in vaccine field, ahead of China and ahead of even Europe. And even US, we are ahead of in vaccine field. But we don't get recognized because we are sold at 10 rupees a dose. The government of India purchases only 10 rupees a dose. They will buy at lesser than water bottle cost, unfortunately. Okay, so I think you just imagine one thing. I told Niti Aayog, okay, Niti Aayog told him, "You give me 2 billion doses we sold. The 2 billion doses you give me $100, like Pfizer purchasing $100. You become $2 trillion. The economy becomes $2 trillion economy in the vaccine itself. You don't need a big scientist, economist to tell how to make a $2 trillion economy from vaccine. Just $100, you sell it like Pfizer price. You buy it from the government of India. Then it becomes $2 trillion of action business right there. But we sell it at 200 rupees a dose. Okay? So I think, what is important, change policy. Look at space. The phenomenal change. And I think we are one of the 5th country in the world in space. Today, private entrepreneurs are launching in space. There's a phenomenal success, changes. When I was in national security issues with the US government and Indian government, when the Vajpayee government was there, they appointed me to handle the high technology issue. The US government was asking only one issue. You separate the ISRO out of from the ministry, keep it separate. We want to be like NASA, not to be part of the government. They want autonomous. But the government of India was not agreeing at that time. But this is a simple thing. So I think we are doing extremely well in the private entrepreneurship. You look at the digitalized economy, 30%. When I was 2 months back, I was in France along with the Niti Aayog people. So when the French, this is called French Minister for Digitalization. And you know what is the French digitalization economy is? 5%. And our friends were going to MIT to tell them that how US economy can believe our UPI program. And US economy, only 8% of digitalization of economy. So we are more than 32% already digitalized economy. And COVID software, you just look at the Indian immunization program, how amazingly they're done, so simplified. And you look at the digitalization of this country, you don't need a big example, not the space. Anybody who knows about this Ugadi time, that boo-boo, they bring the cattle in front of house. They do music and the cattle will shake and you give some money to the person. It's a culture in South India, okay? You see, they have tag now, okay? You have tag and you can pay Paytm, pay to that person 10 rupees, 20 rupees. Okay, 10 to 20 rupees. What else you want the ground reality of this life? You're talking about science and digitalization at the macro level, different, but at a ground level, reaching at that level. Today, the entire cattle industry in this country has been tagged. They want to know population, they want to know vaccination, and they want to know everything now on the cattle. I think only thing human being is not being done, tagged yet. Okay, thank you very much for giving opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. It was indeed a pleasure to listen to you. I think the key takeaway from his talk would be innovation is more important than knowledge. And knowledge in itself, sans skills, is incomplete. And also on a lighter note, children are easy to vaccinate. I, with utmost respect, now request Sir Chairman BOG to kindly felicitate our chief guest as a token of gratitude.
The best gift. My wife, I don't know whether she'll like it.
Thank you, sir. To kindly felicitate the Chairman BOG.
This is one of our colleagues from Henry Sudas. We'll pack it. Yes,
It feels a great privilege to be a part of an institution that not only received ISO certification last year, but also received certification this year after the review process. IIT Hyderabad has received a couple of ISO certificates this year as well. I welcome Mr. Sivaya Alapati, MD, HYM International Certifications Pvt. Hyderabad, to kindly say a few words and give away these certificates. Welcome, sir.
Quality rakshito rakshataha. Quality manam rakshiste, quality manam rakshistundi. So that is the reason on behalf of HYM International Certifications Pvt. Limited, today we are issuing 5 ISO certifications to the IIT Hyderabad. One is ISO 9001 to 2015 Quality Management Certification. It is talk about the good governance of the internal operations. Second thing is ISO 14001 Environmental and Green Audit Certification. Based on our greenery and environmental factors, we are issuing the ISO 14001 certification. ISO 27001 certification is called Data Security Certification we are providing to the IIT Hyderabad. And ISO 50001 Energy Management Certification also we are providing to the IIT Hyderabad. And now last year we are giving these 4 certifications. Now we are issuing the one more certification this time, ISO 22000 Food Safety Management Certification. Thank you very much, Murthy garu, given the opportunity to certify the IIT Hyderabad. Thank you, sir.
Five of them can be held to the one stage.
Since I 22, sir.
You also have one.
What did you do 23 also? No, it's
You hold one and stand there. I think you get a picture.
good concept.
Thank you. Good. It speaks very high about the processes that we have.
So you got 23 also.
Thank you.
The system is a bad.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And gratitude to all those who work day and night to take IIT Hyderabad up on the ladder of success. Vince Lombardi, the late great football coach of the storied Green Bay Packers, once said, individual commitment to a group effort. That is what makes a team work, a company work, a society work, and a civilization work. We at IIT Hyderabad believe that efforts must be recognized since it is these individual efforts that help IIT Hyderabad grow together as an institution. With this, we now move to the next segment of today's event, the Foundation Day Awards. For the first award, I would like to welcome Professor S. Suryakumar, Dean, Innovation, Translation and Startup, to give away the awardees of the winner of the Future Innovators Fair FIF 2023.
So these are students who participated from the surrounding schools. We have 3 winners, first, second, third, and 2 consolation prizes. So I'll read from the backwards.
Just, if you don't mind, a small brief about this, friends. So as you know, IIT Hyderabad, we strongly believe in innovation. In fact, IITH, we always say inventing and innovating in technology for humanity is what we say. So we have been doing this at the IIT level for our own students so far, supporting their innovation. But we thought that it is time that we start looking at innovations at young minds. And this is a new, I would say, program we have started this year, which we want to call it as Future Inventors Fair. From this year onwards, every year, we are going to do it annually. But this year, we went only with Hyderabad. So almost about 130 nominations came from various schools, and a big team headed by our Dean of Innovation, Translation and Startups, Dr. Professor Suryakumar, led that team, and they identified 25 out of those 130 nominations that came from the schools. And these 25, yesterday, they have displayed their innovative ideas, and out of them, 5 entries have been chosen, and those are the 5 who are receiving the prizes today. It is not just a prize that we would like to give and then send them away. We want to hold their hands and ensure that their ideas are taken further, and to see the light at the end of the day, and see if we can possibly help them in commercializing those ideas. So that's the whole intention. Thank you very much, friends.
Thank you. So let me read out the names. Second consolation prize for Excellent Star High School for auto light mechanism at Culverts.
Please, sir.
Please.
The whole team, please come.
What did you need?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the camera. There's a good picture of this.
Congratulations. Okay. First consolation prize, ZPHS Damanpet for the women's friendly utensil supporter machine.
Wonderful. Okay,
The third prize goes to Hyderabad Public School, Ramantapur for the calamity control droid. Okay. The second prize goes to Pallavi Model School, Boduppal for women's period problems.
Like the passion. It's the most. All of us, you can do this one. Same big.
The first prize goes to ZPHS Isaipet for solar cum hand dishwasher. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Next, we move on to the Academic Excellence Award. And the first category will be UG Excellence Award. For giving away the award, I would like to welcome Ms. Archana Singh, Assistant Registrar, Academic Section. Please welcome her.
Delighted to announce award for excellence in academics for UG program. BTech first year, Aditya Varun B from Artificial Intelligence. Yes, ma'am. Students need to come and stand here. Arch Arora, biomedical engineering.
Turn that side.
Yeah, all of you.
Shilta, biotechnology and bioinformatics. Aditya Kumar, civil engineering. Anuj Agarwal, chemical engineering. Dave Om Gopesh Bhai, computational engineering. Varun Gopal, computational engineering. B. Mani Hemant Reddy, computer science and engineering. Devansh Jain, electrical engineering. Amitabh Ghosh, electrical engineering, IC design and technology. E. Yashwant Balaji, engineering physics. Swapnil Bal, engineering science. Nidhi Raj, industrial chemistry. Jain Divakar, mathematics and computing. Joel J.N., mechanical engineering. Vishnu Prasanna, material science and metallurgical engineering. We will pause for a photograph.
Some of you can sit down, maybe the photograph.
Thank you, everyone. Please take your seat.
Yeah, you can leave from this side.
All the best.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Now I'll announce the name of BTech second year. B. Loita, artificial intelligence. Ikrani Chakraborty, biomedical engineering. MD Gufran, biotechnology and bioinformatics. Ashwin Kumar, civil engineering. Chemical engineering. Rathan Gaur, computational engineering. Dixit D, computer science and engineering. AP Vaideshevan, Electrical Engineering. R. Mano, Engineering Physics. M. Lakshmi Narasimha, Engineering Science. Mohammed Hamza, Industrial Chemistry. B. Mahimavi, Mathematics and Computing. Mohammed Karim Hussain, Mechanical Engineer. Rishita M, Material Science and Metallurgical Engineering.
Thank you, friends.
Thank you. Please take your seat.
Towards the left side of the stage.
Now I announce BTech third year. Chirag Mehta in absentia, Artificial Intelligence. Samar Singhai, Biomedical Engineering. Sankar Deshmukh, Civil Engineering. Gatu Soumya, Chemical Engineering. KVD Sri Harsha from Computer Science and Engineering. Ankur Kumar, Electrical Engineer. Varanya Upadhyay, Engineering Physics. Sharanya Kumar, Engineering Science. Suman NR, Mathematics and Computing. G. Renuka, Mechanical Engineering. Y. Samyukta, Material Science and Metallurgical Engineering. We will hold for Thank you, everyone. Please take your seat. Now I will announce names from BTech 4T and BTech students. Anmol Rastogi, Artificial Intelligence. Shashank Garg, Civil Engineering. Pradanya Chawar, Chemical Engineering. Rachit Das, Computer Science and Engineering. B. Charita Reddy, Electrical Engineering. B. Sriram Cherab Reddy, Engineering Physics. Shravanti Reddy, Engineering Science. Gandhi Sindhuja, Mathematics and Computing. Ashwin Kumar P, Mechanical Engineering. Syed Abdul, Material Science and Metallurgical Engineering. BDES first year. Ishita Mandar, Design. BTES second year. Shri Shankara Tota, Design. BTES third year. Utkarsh Srivastav. BTES fourth year. A. Ravi. Thank you everyone for the photo. Thank you all of you.
We will now move on to the PG Excellence Award. And for the same, I would like to welcome on dais Mr. Deva Devan V, Deputy Registrar, Academic Section. Please welcome.
Okay, sir. I am pleased to announce Excellence in Academics Award for the PG students. First, BMSc first year, Akash Ghosh from Chemistry Department, Rajat Adak from Mathematics, Tanmoy Datta from Physics, Lakshmi Raja from Medical Physics. MSc second year, Joydeep Roy from Chemistry Department, Pushpendu Nag from Mathematics, AS Anudeep from Physics. And we will be having group photograph of this MSc first year and second year.
All the best.
Thank you. And first year MTech Students Award for Arun Krishnan from Additive Manufacturing, Ashish Jha from Artificial Intelligence, Malaika Mahir C from Biomedical Engineering, Sambat Swarangi S from Biotechnology, Harish Kumar NN from Chemical Engineering, Bora Jainab J from Civil Engineering, Utkarsh Khan from Climate Change, Tate Girish Makran from CSE Department, Ayush Kumar Chandrakar from Electrical Engineering, Vishnu Sai Charan Reddy from Entrepreneurship and Management, Range Shayash A from Energy Science and Technology, Srimantula Sonia Sri from E-Waste Resource Engineering Management, Akshat Pandey, Integrated Circuit and Micro Systems Packaging, Abhinav Prakash, Integrated Sensor Systems, Manav Reshvi U from MSME, Aman Gautam from Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, Pratik Sudhakar from Medical Device Innovation, Sri Lakshmi Mansa P from Ophthalmic Engineering, Nishant from Polymers and Biosystems Engineering, Ayush Kumar from Smart Mobility Department. We will be having group photograph of all these awardees. Congratulations. Okay, ठीक है.
I'll tell you more.
Now MTech second year, Nagesha BK, Additive Manufacturing, Amol Jayant Totkar, Artificial Intelligence, Jigyasa Chand from Biomedical Engineering, Niharika Singh from Biotechnology, Mugata Manoj Kumar from Chemical Engineering, Alka PB from Civil Engineering, Benita Nishil from Civil Engineering, Vishnu Datta V from Civil Engineering, Akansha Raj Prohit from Civil Engineering. We will be having group photograph of all these participants. Sorry. Also not the best. Pavitra S. Nair, I hope it is in options here, and Parvati AS from Climate Change, Raguru Sai Sandeep from CSE Department, Raghava Ram Bharatwaj V from Electrical Engineering, Sangai Samkeet from Energy Science and Technology, Mule Pooja N from E-Waste Resource Engineering and Management, Shikari Srikar in absentia, Pappu Yashwant Sai from MSME Department, Ojaswani Ravindra Deshmukh from Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, Komal from Medical Device Innovation Department, Megha Venkatesh from Polymer and Biosystems Engineering Department, Prasanna Kumar from Smart Mobility Department. We will be having group photograph of these awards. Thank you. Now it is MA first year, Riddhi Chakraborty, MA second year, Sayantan Mitra from Liberal Arts, both are from Liberal Arts. Next, MDes first year, Kokete Rutvik Vilas from Design Department, and MDes second year, Shushmita Mandal from Design Department. We will be having group photograph of all these four awardees. Now, appreciation in research, it is related to UG and PG students. First, Tarun Ram M from Artificial Intelligence. Okay.
You should start reading the notes.
Aditya Srivastav from Biomedical Engineering. Nikhil Prakash from Biomedical Engineering. Kirtana Vinod Kumar from Biotechnology. Ambuj Kumar from Biotechnology. Chandi Charan Ghosh from Chemistry Department. Ibeston Iptesham Tarunam from Chemistry Department. Sorry for if it is pronunciation is wrong. And Sumit Saha from Civil Engineering.
Congratulations and all that.
Next group of awardees, Ranjit Kumar S from Civil Engineering. Vasudev Narayanan from CSE Department. T. Uday Kiran Reddy from Electrical Engineering. Raghava Ram Bharatwaj V from Electrical Engineering. Saumi Chakrabarti from Engineering Science. Unna Sarat Chandra from Mechanical Engineering. Kingshuk Mondal from Mechanical Engineering. Gauri Govindraj from Engineering Physics. Pasumarthi Vaibhav Vasu from Engineering Physics.
Thank you.
Next, we'll move to the PhD segment. And for this, I welcome Dean Academics, Professor Saptar Sir, on the stage. Please keep the applause going on. These people have worked the entire academic year and they are being felicitated today.
Good evening to all. I'm delighted to announce the awards for excellence in research for PhD scholars. Dupati Srikhar Chandra, Artificial Intelligence.
Thank you. Congratulations. Keep doing that.
Bimal Krishna R. Design. Doji Samson Lokku Design. V. Shushmita Electrical Engineering. Naga Navoina Venkat Ramesh Electrical Engineering. Daigi Vargisi Liberal Arts. Addiba Vint Abdul Hakim Liberal Arts. Tamboli Ramiz Raj Muhammad Material Science and Metallurgical Engineering. Vikas Tripathi, Material Science and Metallurgical Engineering. Tanola S. Securia, Mathematics. Tina Thomas, Mathematics. Nivet MR, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. T.H. Shiva Prasad, Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. Sushri Sharita Shahu, Physics. Muhammad Saeed Ahmed, Physics. Group product, please. Now it is time for industry-sponsored base PhD in water resources and allied areas by mail. Dagani Koteshwara Rao, Civil Engineering. Industry-sponsored base PhD in environmental engineering and allied areas by Ramki Environment System. Supriti Pramanik, Civil Engineering. Group photo, please. As Dean Academics, I congratulate all the students, my dear students, UG, PG, PhD, for their success and taking the institute ahead to the future prospects of IIT Hyderabad. We are reaching new heights. Thanks to all of you for your kind contributions and kind elegance and excellence.
So, now I request Dean Alumni and Corporate Relations, Dr. Mudrika Khandelwal, for the Endowment Awards.
Thank you, Suzuki. I request you all to please stand up and start walking so that we save time. So this will be awarded on the stage. So I'm calling one by one. The first award by the donor is BAK Research Excellence Award by our own alumni, and the awardee is K. Hemant. So while you take the photo, I'm going to announce the next one. The next award is Keshav Noori Research Excellence Award for postgraduate research in computer science and engineering, and this goes to Anilava Kullu this year. The third award by donor is Najafi and Singh Research Excellence Award for undergraduate research in mechanical and aerospace engineering, and the awardee is Bona Sarchandra. By our own alumni is Sanfi, which is Seema Upendra Nandapurkar Financial Independence Scholarship Award, and this year the award is Santi Ashok. The two awards added this year, one is Sumedha Annapurna Reddy Gold Medal Award for Innovation in Undergraduate. It goes to Token Reddy. And the last award is Sarosh Sharma Memorial Award for Research Excellence, contributed by our own faculty. And this year the award is for UG female, and this goes to Arumugam Sweta. Congratulations to all the awardees, and I hope we'll have more awards from your donors. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Next, we move to the Teaching and Research Excellence Awards. And for the same, I would like to call on stage Dean Faculty, Professor Kanchanavi. Please welcome.
Good evening, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to announce the Faculty Excellence Award. As far as excellence is concerned, teaching and research both are equally important for the growth of the institute, and we have that identified for both teaching and research. And the faculties at IIT Hyderabad, everybody are giving their best to the teaching and research, and hence it becomes very difficult to narrow down a few group of people for these awards. And I would like to thank Professor Saptarishi for coming out with such a list for the academics and for the research by Professor Murthy. So here are the award winners. So Dr. Falguni Pati from Biomedical Engineering. For the teaching itself.
We should also mention about Soumya.
I'll just
Please come. Talk a little bit on the teaching excellence.
Yeah. It's wonderful to tell you that last couple of years, thanks to Professor Murthy's guidance, and we have built a team of doing the mathematical analysis to give this Teaching Excellence Award. Because we felt that IIT has a T in its name, that is technology. And we talk about everything in technology, we teach you, but we must utilize the data to take a decision making. So we should use the data analytics to run the show of academics. So then we have done a nonlinear regression of all the data. It's a humongous data from academic office, all student feedback for thousands of courses, and all the data we did this analysis. Then we have done the sigma analysis, how it was deviation happened, what are the standard deviations, what are the ways to be done, so that only one thing can happen, minimize the heuristics. Okay, so it became such a beautiful data. Then Professor Murthy, myself, Shomwa, and Bala, all my ASC colleagues, all are thinking to publish a academic paper out of it.
You cannot stop without publishing papers, right? But I'm very confident that it can be a good feedback for all the institutions on how to look at academics in a more research perspective.
Yes.
Thank you. A good program for the spouse selection.
Dr. Falguni's wife is not well, so I will take the chair.
I think you should.
No.
Please, sir.
You
should. Really hard for me. Come inside. I will be.
Dr. Mohammed Suhail Rizvi from Biomedical Engineering.
These are all faculty. So maybe we'll give it later.
Okay.
Next one.
Dr. Suganya Doraisamy from Chemical Engineering. Dr. Shweta Yadav from Civil. Dr. Surya is getting on behalf of Dr. Shweta. Dr. Rakesh from Computer Science and Engineering. Dr. Sumohana from Electrical Engineering. Dr. Pradeep Tiwari from Mathematics.
Congrats.
Dr. Harish Nagardik from Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering.
Thank you.
Dr. Vinayak Ishwaran from Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering.
Sir has got 3 times. Actually, one thing that we were actually very tense. Our analysis is correct or not. Mathematically, ultimately, what is get, that's very difficult to say. Ultimately, it is an AI, right? So, but when the Professor Isharan's name comes as the list, we felt our analysis is correct.
That we have you with us. Really nice to see you after such a long time.
Yeah, Dr. Mayur. Ganikaram from Material Science and Metallurgical Engineering. Dr. Priyato Nandavadia from Physics.
Lord, this is the problem. Thanks.
Yeah, we move ahead with the research excellence and we have awards below 40 years and above 40 years category. So under below 40 years, Dr. Venkata Rao category from chemistry. Dr. Mayur Vaidya from MSME.
Start here itself.
Mayur is Professor Moti's student. Mayur is your student.
Yeah, above 40 years category I am announcing now. Dr. Surendra Kumar Mata from
Thanks for all the way.
Dr. Vinit and Balasubramanian from Computer Science and Engineering. It's not here, maybe he is an essential. Right. So Professor Shiv from Electrical Engineering. Professor Pinaki Prasad Bhattacharya from MSME. Who's also nice. Yeah, so congratulations to all the award winners.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We now move to our last set of awards, which is the Award for the Staff Excellence. And I request Dean Admin, Professor Ranjit Ramadurai, to kindly present the way.
Very warm good evening to all of you. So I'm very glad to announce the Staff Excellence Awards for the year 2023. So I would like to call upon the names. So we have every year we select some staff based on the nominations of the head of the sections of different departments and technical staff as well as non-technical staff. So the criteria is whatever unique contribution they have done for their regular job and then whatever they have done extra step to enhance the efficiency of the sections as well as the regular job. So that's the nature of the selection criteria we have followed, and we have 4 members for this year. And I would like to call upon Mr. Ramesh Yadav, Technical Superintendent from
All of it.
And the next award goes to Ms. Priyanka from Center for Country.
All of it.
And the next one goes to Ms. Aruna from Stores and Purchase Section. The next one goes to Mr. K. Shiva from Sponsored Research and Consultancy. I'd like to congratulate all the staff awards.
Thank you so much, sir. Once again, many congratulations to all the winners. May you all continue to grow and inspire others. I would now like to request Dean Edwin to kindly come forward and extend a vote of thanks. Please welcome him with a round of applause.
Once again, a warm good evening to all of you. It gives me an immense pleasure to take this opportunity to give this word of thanks for the Foundation Day 2023. So, no event happens without the support of a teamwork. So, first and foremost, I'd like to thank our chief guest, Dr. Krishna Ella, for taking his time and for providing an aura of his energy to this auditorium, and definitely an inspiration to most of us in this room. Thank you once again, sir, for accepting the invitation and blessing us with your wisdom. And of course, our chairman and Professor Murthy are like our own family, but a formal thanks to both of them. So, for being regular for all the faculty members, all the sections, all the staff members, including the faculty members who have nominated the respective identified talents and nominated both in terms of academics and in terms of the technical staff, as well as the section heads who have identified some excellent work and nominating them for these awards and making their job tough, of course. But we are happy that the job gets tougher and tougher for us, so that we get more good nominations. And I would like to thank all the supporting staff for this event, academic section, MS section, stores and purchase, and the SRC section, all the sections and the student section, etc., for the continuous support for the successful completion of this event. And I would also like to thank the PRO and the MS section staff for taking care of the organization of the outside the auditorium events as well. And thank you once again, all of you, for coming here and making this event a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I now request everyone to please stand in the honor of a national anthem.
It's going to sustain.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
Jai Hind.
So now I would like to take your permission for the formal closing of the ceremony. Informal interactions may continue. Thank you so much. And with this, I also request you all to kindly proceed for the dinner in the academic board And I could now thank you so much.